हेलो। अभी आया साला। हेलो, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम एवरीवन, सॉरी फॉर द डिले। अभी आवाज आ रहा है ना? ओके ओके, थैंक्स। वो ग्लिच हो गया था, लाइक मैंने 2 दिन से इसको अपडेट किया, लास्ट टाइम अपडेट के बाद ही ये ग्लिच आ रहा था और स्ट्रीम लैब पे कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा था, इसलिए ज़्यादा हो रहा था। तो फिर जैसा है तेरे को लक में तो मिल गया कुछ। इस सलामी को लास्ट टाइम भी तो मिला था ना, ये क्यों रो रहा है? ये यहाँ पे रोना धोना चल रहा है इन दोनों का। ये लोग ऐसे ही है, हरामी लोग। डक डक, कोई खाएगा? बतख बतख। बनाना। किसका डक है इस बार? अच्छा सा डक नहीं है यार, कि लोग कम, पार्टिसिपेंट कम है ना। खा लेना खा लेना, अच्छे से खा लेना। चलो, जो जो लोग लास्ट तक रहेगा उन लोग को मैं 5 डायमंड का गिव अवे कर देगा। आई भी जीतेगा शायद। नहीं तो ये देवेश राय का भी चांसेस ज्यादा है। देवेश राय बोला था। यू आर हियर देवेश राय। देवेश राय हो, है कौन? देवेश राय। रुक जा। और तुम हो? ओके। विद्या नोट, हाँ, आई विल सेंड यू इन गेम। मुझे फॉलो कर लेना। आई हैव टू सेंड आफ्टर 7 days। क्या दूसरा स्पिन करूंगा? वो व्हील करने से बहुत टाइम लगता है ना। यही अच्छा है, कॉमेडी होता है ना, लाइक तुमको अच्छा हंसने को भी मिलेगा। हाँ, और 5 मिनट रुक जा, हो जाएगा। Which spin do you want? दूसरा स्पिन के लिए देखो, सभी लोग व्हील्स वाला ही करते हैं ना, व्हील्स में इतना अच्छा नहीं लगता। पार्टी दे दे, पास पार्टी दे दे। पार्टी के हिसाब से कुछ तो गिव अवे भी कर सकते हैं ना तू, या फिर मेरा कीवर्ड भेजो। अरे हाँ, मेरे को मेरा कीवर्ड लगाना है इस पे। अरे मैंने कहा कि टेक्स्ट इग्नोर किया, मैंने देखा ही नहीं। अरे टॉप चार्ट हो रहा है इसलिए ना, लाइव चैट नहीं था। रुक जाओ। नहीं मैसेज नहीं आ रहा था चार्ट पे, नहीं तो मैं बोलता ना। मेरे को, हाँ हाँ चलेगा। मेरे पास तो अभी कुछ भी नहीं है, लाइक क्या बोलूँ। मेरे को रैम खरीदना है, रैम के लिए पैसा बचा रहा हूँ। और दिस वन स्टारलाइट, वीकली पास ऑलरेडी गिवन। हु वन फर्स्ट वन? कौन जीता था रे? जैसा ही जीता था। मेरा बर्थडे नवंबर को है, बहुत देर है। तेरे को अभी मिलने से मेरे 7 दिन के बाद ही मिलेगा, न्यू आईडी है। तूने मुझे फॉलो नहीं किया है। काय काय किधर हो या जिंदा हो या मर गया? कल क्या है, साइंस है ना तेरा? अरे नहीं नहीं, मुझे लगा तुम चले गए, उधर मैसेज कर रहे थे ना। मैं सोचा पहले गेम खेल लूँ थोड़ा, उसके बाद करूँगा गिवे। ये हरामी लोग को जल्दी करना है, इन लोग का एग्जाम भी चल रहा है इन लोग का। देखते हैं कौन जीतता है। वाओ, तुम्हारा सही है वैसे, तुम तो उधर हो ना बेंगलोर पे। हम ही लोग तो घर पे है। आह, ये आईवी का बतख क्यों जोकर है? भाग के गेमिंग एमएल, इसका तो कुछ और ही चला है, डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प। आइसिन का प्लेन है। वो तो पीछे जा रहा है आगे के बदले। कौन जीतेगा? आइजिन का चांसेस नहीं, ये बैक किट गेम एमएल जीतते। यू आर हियर, बैक किट गेमिंग एमएल। हेलो। ये तुम्हारा है क्या कटरिन? चलो, सो दिस मंथ विनर इज बैक किट गेमिंग एमएल। मुझे देखना पड़ेगा। क्या मोड? तेरे को लास्ट टाइम मिला था ना? ओए जैसे आईडी ड्रॉप कर। ड्रॉप कर इन गेम ही, मैं अभी दे देगा। ये वाला स्टारलाइट का था, लास्ट वाला। तीनों का हो गया ना। फर्स्ट जीता जेसाई ने, सेकंड जीता कौन था भूल गया। मैं लिस्ट चेक करूंगा तो मुझे याद आ जाएगा। और थर्ड वाला ये बैक गेमिंग एमएल। वो वो भी सर्वर कोड भी चाहिए, पीछे का जो आता है। 15185 33 611 सर्वर आईडी चाहिए भेज। Gladlin, this one is your ID or someone else? 16357। आ गया। ब्रो जरा स्पैम मत करो, वो बैन कर देगा नहीं तो तुमको स्ट्रीट में। डोंट स्पैम आईडी, वरना बैन कर देगा। वो इधर का मतलब वो सिक्योरिटी रहता है ना। हाँ भेज दिया, चेक करो, तुमको भेज दिया। स्टारलाइट वाला वो खोल के लेता हूँ, रुको। ओ सॉरी सॉरी। मेरे ख्याल से मिल गया होगा, तुम चेक कर लो फिर भी एक बार। गेम साउंड नहीं आ रहा था ना। हाँ भेज दिया डायमंड, बाकी दोनों का टाइम लगेगा। आई विल सेंडिंग देम फ्रेंड रिक्वेस्ट राइट नाउ। Sorry, I was checking my sound settings. That's why I didn't hear anything. Wait, huh? गेम साउंड ही नहीं आ रहा इधर. अभी फिर से क्या हुआ तुम लोग को? Let me fix the sound. गेम साउंड नहीं आ रहा है, क्या करूं? हाँ हाँ, इतना अच्छा मैं खेलता हूँ कि हार ही जाता हूँ. मेरा गेम साउंड पता नहीं क्या हुआ फिर से. बग मुझे ना इसके लिए इतना गुस्सा आता है ना कभी कभी. गेम साउंड नहीं आएगा तो अच्छा नहीं लगना ना खेल के. हेलो। माइक का तो इधर आ रहा है। हम्म, ये वाला कुछ काम का नहीं है। मैंने इधर का सेटिंग भी चेंज किया मगर नहीं आ रहा साउंड। पता नहीं क्या हुआ। आज के दिन ही सब कुछ होता है क्या इसके साथ। शक्ल रिवील जब लाइक मोनेटाइजेशन स्टार्ट हो जाएगा तब। अभी मेरे पास कोई सेटअप नहीं है रे अच्छे से, इसलिए नहीं कर रहा हूँ। Most of the people know because I played lane tournaments now. Like in Assam, most of the people know. तुम तो उधर रूम पे रहते हो, तुम कर सकते हो। मेरा घर पे ही रूम नहीं है सर, 12 साल से बाहर ही था। अभी जाके 6 महीने हुआ है घर पे आया हूँ। आफ्टर आई इवन डोंट नो हाउ लॉन्ग आई विल बी स्टेइंग इन होम। मेरा साउंड कहीं इशू नहीं जा रहा है, मैं क्या। लाइटिंग का तुम कर सकते हो, वो इजी है। लाइक तुम कुछ भी लगा लोगे तो काम चल जाएगा, मगर बाकी का नहीं कर सकते ना। फिल्टर में भी गया, डिफॉल्ट भी किया। डिवाइस से साउंड नहीं जा रहा है, पता नहीं अब क्या हुआ इसको। ये रैम खराब होने के बाद ये पूरा इशू हो रहा है। उसी के कारण से माइक खराब हो गया, मुझे लग रहा है शायद कहीं पे शॉर्ट सर्किट हुआ है। उस दिन थंडरस्टॉर्म हो रहा था तब स्ट्रीम किया था, मगर मेरा रूम तो इधर का रूम तो प्रोटेक्शन में है तो फिर होना नहीं चाहिए था। उस दिन से ही माइक का खराब पड़ा हुआ है। तो मेन काम तो हो गया, मुझे गिव अवे करना था, वो कर लिया। बंदा बोले उसको ड्रीम जैसा लग रहा है। स्ट्रीम तो कर सकता हूँ मगर साउंड ही नहीं है ना, गेम साउंड ही नहीं आ रहा है ना। आई ट्राइड बट गेम साउंड ही नहीं आ रहा, तो स्ट्रीम करके भी अच्छा नहीं लगेगा ना। और आई कैन डू वन थिंग, बट माइक साउंड चला जाएगा तब। क्या करूँ ये सोच रहा हूँ। एक काम करता हूँ, नहीं तो कोई मैचेस का वो करता हूँ। क्या बोलते हैं, वॉच पार्टी। तुम लोग देखोगे? मैंने अभी तक देखा नहीं है। नहीं, स्ट्रीम सेटिंग का ठीक है, मैंने चेक किया अभी। सेटिंग का इशू नहीं है, इशू हो रहा है उस दिन मेरा, इसलिए शायद मेरे रेम का भी एक नहीं दिखा रहा स्लॉट। लाइक 2 स्लॉट होता है, 16 एट एट था, बस 8 GB ही दिखा रहा है। और प्लस उसके बाद और मेरा माइक भी खराब हो गया ना। अभी मैं बड़ा मेरा हेडफोन का वायरलेस वाला उससे ही कर रहा हूँ, तो शायद इसलिए मेरा साउंड नहीं जा रहा है। देखना पड़ेगा। स्ट्रीम लैब का इधर काम आ रहा है, मगर मेरा पे इधर का साउंड भी नहीं आ रहा था। अच्छा। हाँ, ऐड किया हुआ है, लाइक डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो बोल के मैंने इधर का सेव करके रखा था। और माइक का भी अलग से ही मैंने उसका आउटपुट का कर के रखा था। एक इनपुट का एक आउटपुट का करके रखा था। स्टिल नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ और ही आ रहा है। इसका ओबीएस का न्यू अपडेट के बाद ऐसा ही हो रहा है मेरे साथ। अब मेरे को पता नहीं चल रहा है, लाइक हो किसके लिए रहा है। लो, ये बंदा जीता था ना, इसके लिए कर देता हूँ। कोई गेम का वो करता हूँ, एमपीएल पे इसका ही करता हूँ। मैंने भी नहीं देखा है, मुझे भी थोड़ा बहुत उनका देखना है ड्राफ्ट्स। वी आर लाइक काइंड ऑफ फक्ड अप इन ड्राफ्ट्स एक्चुअली। हम लोग का ड्राफ्ट में या तो बर्स्ट नहीं होता है, लाइक सीस हम लोग का डीपीएस रहता है, मगर ऐसा हीरो ले लेते हैं ओपोनेंट की जिसको हम लोग को बर्स्ट करना पड़ेगा, ऐसा कुछ हीरोज नहीं रहता है, इसलिए हम लोग मार खा जाते हैं। जो चीज़ अवॉइड करना सीखना पड़ेगा। सोच रहा हूँ कि पीसी बना लो या लैपटॉप का ही रैम अपग्रेड करूँ। पैसा भी नहीं है, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। अगर कहीं पे चला गया तो मेरा इतना, मतलब रैम वगैरह लेने का भी कोई फ़ायदा नहीं रहेगा। सो मच थिंग्स हैपनिंग। मेरा, लाइक मैं एक्चुअली कोडिंग में इतना ज़्यादा लोड देता हूँ ना, स्ट्रेस, लाइक वो एमएल का काम करता हूँ ना, लाइक मशीन लर्निंग का, एंड प्लस यूआई यूएक्स डिज़ाइन का भी मैंने बहुत लोड देता था बैकएंड का काम पे। तो ज़्यादा लोड के कारण भी हो खराब हुआ है लग रहा है। और लैपटॉप का दिन भी हो गया, 22 में लिया था जब बीसीए कर रहा था। तो अब तुमको क्या हुआ, लोड क्यों नहीं हो रहा? देखो, एआई के साथ प्रैक्टिस कर रहा, एआई के साथ भी हार गया कि इसलिए इन हरामियों की वजह से। डेस्कटॉप रखने के लिए जगह नहीं है एक्चुअली घर पे। मैं बोला ना, मेरा खुद का रूम नहीं है अभी। सुइयो प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा, उसमें कोई बोल रहा था ना, सुइयो खेलो बोल के। कहाँ गया? जूलियन कहाँ गया? आया, it's so slow. मार रहा है। ठीक है, मैं ऑफ कर दूंगा शायद उस टाइम तक। जस्ट वॉच, वांट टू स्पेंड सम टाइम। ओके, कुछ एरर दिखा रहा है इधर। समझ गया। अभी नेटवर्क गया इधर का। बेटा, हेलो हेलो। हेलो, कहाँ गया माइक? इधर ही है। ओके, रुको, मैं ठीक कर रहा हूँ। मेरा सीपीयू जिस पता नहीं किस लिए नाच रहा है वो बहुत ऊपर। क्रोम का लोड नहीं ले पा रहा है लग रहा है। क्रोम कर रहा है मतलब सब प्रिडिक्टिंग। हाँ, कितना सारा फालतू का नहीं हो रहा है। ओपीएस सिस्टम, सिस्टम क्यों यूज कर रहा है? Bro, what the fuck? Lives रिपोर्ट का ये वाला देखना था फुल मेरे सवाल नहीं इधर का देखना था
Pretty na sila pero ang ganda.
Different perspective.
That's something else.
And then they with some of your scouts.
Coach Aeon says no, no, no.
Don't just prepare for
Pump up the gold laner when it comes to like trio discussions. But in the case of AP Bren, I think him improving will definitely help.
Okay, I think the best significance of this stat line, and this is just my theory, but these are the three players that we said should step up for AP Bren, because it has always been for the past 4 weeks or the first leg of MPL where it's always James Fox and KLBJ. We always come in, yeah, James Fox, KLBJ. Surely Nova had a standout game with the Marcel, with that for AP Bren they have to really step up with their other trio. So that was the trio probably. And so far, honestly, week number 5, I can actually give them their
James Bridge with men prepare at first. Bren, they have really great early starts, but Flying Clouds might just be a way to fight against that with that 10-0 record too.
This is a clear sign that Liquid wants to play fast. Liquid starts off by attacking 2 of James Bank's heroes. Coach Aeon says no, 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 taking away the Suyo and the aforementioned Harley.
Is it just me, or I hate to really divert into the actual pictures that we are seeing right now, because it kind of feels like Team Liquid's aura is different now. They feel kind of light. It's as if a heavy weight was taken away from them.
कोपेट बोलते हैं अगर उनका साउंड के ऊपर तुम्हारा कोई भी साउंड आता है ना तो नहीं लगता, और कमेंट्री फेस का नहीं लगता, अगर उनका म्यूजिक का ही लगता है ज्यादातर. मैं कितना देखा है, even I'm doing in for the MLMS too.
What's the number? 14-0?
Yeah.
They instead lost via Masha Gold. That's different. That's something else.
And then they returned like dominating everyone in the playoffs.
Exactly, but last night Liquid played like gladiators. Liquid put it all on the line. So today I get why they're light.
Yes, and Sanjay was very honest with his
मेरा देखना
answer.
तुम
He wasn't like
स्ट्रीम
being
पे
safe about
बोलते लोग
answering why
कॉपीराइट
they
कहाँ पे
chose
लगता है
hero.
पता है,
He was clear that it was
like
his suggestion.
कोई भी तुम्हारा म्यूजिक वीडियो रहा ऐसा वो सब चीज पे लगता है, और
They were just very
लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग का
transparent
इससे
about
पे
it,
नहीं
and I
लगता
feel like they are
है,
indeed
ज्यादातर
light,
म्यूजिक
but-
पे ही लगता है.
Light plays later.
Light plays later. For now, it's not going to be light. But one thing that we have to not take lightly is the fact that the Baksha is still open as of this moment, and could be the first pick for TLPH if Bren is willing. No, they're not. So do you take the Claude now, or do you take Harren? That is Phobius.
Yeah, they did this yesterday too.
Okay, Phobius. AP Bren, typically you wanna steal away the Claude this time. Of course, Shizu can play that well, but I think that when it comes to his mastery, it's more of him choosing the Harith over the Claude. But I feel like in this situation, wanna take away the Claude.
And you have the Punisher, you have the Morpheus, so I guess it's leaning down that road of rather Claude.
I also can't help but think that there have been more Valen and Sora combos together recently. And it's a comfort for KLBJ.
For KLBJ. So this could be Valentina and Claude, so that they don't have to worry about the Valentina later on. And at the same time, they take something away from
पीक से ना
TLPH.
बहुत कुछ like वो कैंसिल हो जाता है.
Eve
Okay,
Slow.
this is Liquid's top
Okay.
pick for mid lane.
That is an
Slow
instant
कर
draw.
dialogue.
They're stealing away so much options from Team Liquid.
That's it. The Claude was so good on the backswing because
Yep.
there's an Eve.
Yes.
You can dodge the whole glorious pathway
Yeah.
layout
BMI.
through the BMI. What does Shizu end up with now?
That's curious. So that is Leomord. Leomord and Claude. What does Shizu?
Oh.
Harith, maybe?
Yes, but then again, there's a Phobius
Phobius.
Punish
And
on
there's
the
a
other
Leomord.
side. And the question, what does James Banks play? Because there goes the Baksha, the Harley, the Suyo, even the Leomord. What's left?
Wow, this decision to go for the E really just biting them right now. Even the Hylas, they're lacking in options. They can't even pick up something like an Arlott right now. I feel like they might be stuck with the Guinevere, which now has good synergy with the Eve, in a way. And also has a knockup that can cancel out this Claude. But that will also mean that you will not have the gold laner because now, what, the carry will be banned by TLPH.
Yeah.
Maybe Bruno also being banned.
So they go.
Oh, Harith.
Okay. Well, there's no choice.
Okay, I don't like this at all.
My sweet little boy.
Oh no.
I was considering that they might also wanted to go for that Falcons route where you could combo the Guinevere with the other remaining options too. But that's again James Pass on utility. I'm not so sure if we're just like comfortable seeing that.
Yeah.
Although he previously has in recent qualifiers too. I think they've been spamming more utility junglers. But in this season specifically, it's been mostly assassins. That's why he's so up there in terms of damage dealt.
Yeah, maybe AP Bren are looking into that angle where they take something out of Omega's book, out of specifically Ryzen's book. Fanny is still open up until this point. I doubt TLPH will let that go though, because if you're looking at the composition of TLPH, they don't necessarily have a lot of ways to deal with that Fanny. They don't
Harith
have
लिया
their
है
knockup yet.
Phobius
So
रहते
this
हुए
could
भी
be a
मानना
last pick
पड़ेगा.
Fanny for AP Bren.
If Liquid don't ban it out,
If Liquid
I think there's room for them to ban that out, and then one more. But AP Bren, I think what they're doing is they're telegraphing an Arlott.
Well, the Valentinas, yeah, they took it.
However, that Fanny still is
Valentina
going
ban
to be
I'd say
सही है.
Sora Fanny.
Sora Fanny, yeah. Because
क्योंकि
if you get the
Gulf है
Alice, that means
और
that AP
इस
Bren
तरह
will have
उसका
4 magic
हाइलाइट का
damage
भी है.
dealers, which generally is
अर्ली
not good.
फकिंग भी रहेगा.
No Sora.
Yep.
ओके.
Yeah.
थोड़ा अच्छा बना है
Probably
क्योंकि
gonna take
इधर
out more kill VJ heroes here, which is very magic.
Yeah, I would rather the
Yeah. Early lockdown, but they can chase it
गाटो.
incessantly from the
Oh.
from the roam roll, and also you're just
अच्छा
a
Harith के
free
लिए.
frontliner for TL. You know what? Me,
मगर क्रॉप खुला हुआ है.
yeah, the clay is open.
Ted the nerf.
This might eventually pick up Guinevere.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? The whole Fanny Gambit, it takes a whole team to do that. It takes there's a saying, it takes a bunch to do that.
For AP Brain, they have to now force a problem. The Alice is a hero that has great synergy with Eve. However, the only problem and qualm we have with that is that it's just full on magic damage for AP Brain. So there's this Terizla option, which kind of acts as the same thing. You have some
वही
sort of physical
ज़्यादातर
damage.
वो
And then the
मैजिक डैमेज
Lapu-Lapu
ले
might
लिया
be
था.
another hero for consideration here.
So still
फिर भी
Alice.
एलिस
Going
गया.
to still be the Alice.
ओके.
If we're on point with this, it's
हम
going
लोग
to be
यही
the Fanny,
चीज
but I think
कंसीडर
TLPH
करते हैं
are
मगर
prepared
पता
for
नहीं
this one. They might just go Kalea, or because they don't know the jungler yet, maybe they'll just go for the Kalea instead. Cho, Farsa Cho, classic combo.
Could have been Kalia Farsa too.
Yep, it's almost the same. The Cho though is a guaranteed stun.
What does James Banks go for though? Like this is definitely not Harith jungle,
That's
right?
fine.
No
That should be
way.
Fanny, honestly.
If this was Twisted Minds, it could have been Alice Jungle too. But
Oh wow, what a. Okay, MP.
cut right there.
The meta, some kind of a meta predictor. MP the king mode.
What are we? Some sort of meta predictor?
All right, do we like the Fanny or
Say that again? It's got to be an assassin, right? Even if it's a hard pick.
Nolan?
Yeah.
Hey!
Debut pick! Debut pick! The new and improved Aulus!
Hey.
Jungle Alice and then XP Alice. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wait, that's what Uwami would want.
That was... Okay, kidding aside, almost every pro player that I have asked have said
Yeah.
that the Aulus is bad.
Bad like bad.
Bad like
Bad, but
But
yeah.
again, most of them also wants to hide their strategies.
So they might be lying.
They might be lying to me. Or maybe there is something that AP Bren has figured out because this is their only match of the week.
Yeah.
They have waited for 7 or 6 days. I did say 6, 7 because I know you would react. 7 or 6 days is what they have waited for. And I'm sure that they have studied this. Retribution up. I am curious about the emblem set as well.
Yes.
For this Aulus. Of course, the Season Hunter will be there.
Yes, I'd reckon it's Fighter.
Fighter, okay.
We'll see it now.
Yeah.
We'll see it now.
As we
रुको खाना ही
finally
नहीं
get
खेलते
into game number
मम्मी
1,
बना रहा है
it's so far Assassin Emblem.
No,
Oh no,
it's Marksman.
it's Killing Spree.
it's Marksman Emblem, Killing Spree, and Thrill.
Thrill, that's right.
And the Season Hunter, so yeah.
ओके जेम्स
Okay.
पैक ने कल लोग
It's-
लगता
See, we'll see.
थोड़ा
Yeah.
I mean,
सॉरी क्या
It
था
makes
इसका नाम
sense. You want some attack speed, Bo?
okay.
Okay, Daddy JP's getting in his face.
Okay, the reason why I thought about the Kalea instead of the Cho is because of the presence of the Hylos. I'm always partial when it comes to this matchup. I always think that it's 60% of the time better for the Hylos versus the Cho because he just provide a beefy frontline for your team. They're a walking ambulance with the Revitalize and the Glorious Pathway. So it's it kind of is like that, but compared to Kalea where you have 2 sets of stuns between Tidal Strike as well as the Tsunami Slam.
Yeah, what all JP is doing right now is not necessarily going for Nova. It's just really scouting and checking out where James Pass could potentially be. And this is really interesting. Like, I would not really think of an Aulus as a hero you just want to keep annoying in the jungle.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not similar to an assassin that you could just easily keep going for.
Yeah, he'll fight back.
Yeah.
So there are now, when Season 16, there is just literally one fighter in the jungle row, which is Yi Sun Shin. Now we have Leomord, and now we have Guinevere,
उन्होंने पहले पूरा क्लियर करके चलाया
there are
था
3 heroes now that has this kind of role.
Yeah. This is really interesting for me though, because this is James Panks using the Aulus for the first time, and James Panks is dubbed as again the man with a million moves. I feel like
That's right.
Aulus with the adjustment is just a really how do you say it? It's a hero that's all over the place.
Oh.
But let's see how first turtle turns out.
He's got to focus on
नहीं
this.
लग
Phantom
रहा
Steed
और
goes in
छोड़
by
दिया
Carl Teasy. Sanford jumping in, Infernal Pursuit, Ana 2. Carl Teasy secures. They pick off Nova. And there's a feather airstrike from Sanji. They take down James. It's all for Liquid. Kale does punish Sanford though, but it's still a worthy trade.
Okay, that's definitely a miscommunication there for AP Bren. There were a lot of people. They're just so scattered.
टर्टल छोड़ दिया था तो गया क्यों
Because,
मुझे समझ नहीं आया
could be a kick.
Forces the flicker, finds a different angle, and they stop
Sanji.
JP. He doesn't have a flicker. Nova
ये
with the
अच्छा था
stun. In comes Kiel through the back, and Throne of Ruin.
Oh!
No one home, so many out thrown out. Gleams through to the back, and JP gets taken down. Jimmy James finds him.
Okay, so we've equalized it 2-2 so far.
मगर
But
इधर
Carl just
वॉफ
took
लेके
away
चला
their
गया
orange
Oh,
buff.
no.
Grand Theft Orange.
अच्छा
Driving away in his Ducati.
ओके
James Banks
इधर भी
over
गया
the 40, and the Apex Predator takes down the man with a million moves. And today, bullying Shizo, ult for ult, and Shizo is forced to retreat underneath his tier 1.
ये अच्छा खेल रहा
James
है
Banks has been a bit too active in the recent team fights. Not too sure if that's good for them, because I don't think he's been able to farm as much as he wanted to.
I don't like what AP Bren is doing. They're so scattered. They're spreading themselves thin.
हाँ
They did commit on one hero. That's
हाँ
just
ऐसे
JP. If in the English
चलो
podcast
खाने
we
के
say
लिए बुला
there's
रहा
a, what,
है
golem
खाना खा के आ
obsession,
रहा
I
है
think AP Bren has this JP obsession, which is gonna not gonna bid well for them.
Oh, wow. It's been more than 1,000 days since the last time we saw this. And it's Ryzen.
Season 9.
Almost 4 years ago?
Because the thumb was yesterday, it's been 500 days or something.
Okay, so the Aulus back then, well, I would say the strongest that Aulus has been probably was the tail end of Season 8 and early stage of Season 9. And there's always that combo. It's either Digi Aulus, Rafaela Aulus. So the idea is you have a way to kind of enchant and buff this hero. And this time, AP Bren, they are now relying on the Glorious Pathway. So with all due fairness, there is a combo. There's something that I'm seeing here for AP Bren. They just have to coordinate.
Phantom Steed coming in, Carl Teasy secures it once again, and they collapse. Throne of Ruin plus reload manipulation. Sanford jumps on in, taking down James Banks. Sanji gets a double, Nova falls. Cody finds Aqua, and it's just the king left. 3v1. He won't be able to endure through this. In comes Sanji, and they find him with a momentum. Serving up another to the chef.
The chef is actually 5-0-1.
Oh, AP Bren is so messy. I gotta say this, and I hate to say really what my thoughts are, but AP Bren are just making a mess.
It's not even a fun mess.
It's not a fun mess, and they're just so scattered around the map. They are not focusing on the right heroes.
Oh dear God, blazing the wet to the face. No. Another defensive Zaman Force drawing a line between Shizo and Teddy. Don't touch me.
Oh no.
Okay.
This 4,500 gold lead from TLPH is not just 4,200. I think it feels like a 10k gold lead now for TLPH, given how disconnected AP Bren's members are.
Oh!
Oh, wait.
JP smells some blood. Sees Aqua at about 1/10 of his health. How scary.
Yeah, JP at this point just doesn't care about Nova. And even earlier during that recent turtle, he just kept throwing out those basic attacks onto Nova. There's nothing that AP Bren are actually able to do, not unless Nova is able to get in the fight. But KelVJ, you could say he could be another means to just start things up, but Liquid are always faster. They're the starters every single time.
Yeah. AP Bren really needs to identify a target first. Don't make it JP nor Sanford. Make it like Carl so that they can actually counter with the plays.
Speaking about Carl, he goes ahead, commits Grand Theft Purple this time. He has so many charges. Yeah. Oh! Shizo picks a fight, and Sanji puts him within burn range, gets a shield off that dash. Opening up that push for Teddy, KelVJ and James Banks looking to punish them. JP barely misses, and here comes the fight breaking out. Cleaving axe from James Banks, hitting no one. And in comes the 40. JP looking to knock off Nova. The fight continues. A corner kill. The king has 4 members of the cavalry on him. And Teddy finds him in mid. Caught easy. Forcing Shizo to drop that Zaman Force. We're back to the dominance of the cavalry all throughout.
Oh wait, is he actually gonna go for this 1v3?
40! Jumping through 1v3, more shields, better airstrike! Sanford gets on out of here! Brigida goes wild!
What? Oh my God,
the flicker from JP misses Jimmy James, but they instead find Aqua.
No.
No.
I really have to say it. AP Bren are just straight up trolling right now.
They're still fighting! James Banks, Owlets charge forward. Leroy Jenkins! He finds JP! KelVJ gets the kill, but Kel is very low. Answered, Throne of Ruin, blazing the wet, but Carl Teasy was too busy with the turtle.
Okay, every single kill that they get takes so much time.
Yeah. AP Bren, I don't think that this is a problem of them, you know, pressing the correct buttons or anything. I think they're just not locked in. They're out of the pocket. It's as if somebody else is playing for AP Bren right now. Because they're not communicating well. They're not coordinating their spells properly. They're not choosing the right targets. They're all over the map. And Aqua just ulted on the ground. No one home.
Oh, failed airstrike. Answered by a Way of the Dragon. Teddy! Fires away. Sanji is angry. He's at 7-0-3.
Every single member of AP Bren at this point is just such an easy target for Liquid. They barely have to expend so much of their resources. And even in team fights wherein they use so much, they're still able to fight for the extended team fight. That's how ahead they are with this 10k gold lead.
6.6k compared to 3.79,000. James Banks, okay.
Real world manipulation finds Shanji. Doesn't even have time to flicker away.
Okay.
And they find one more. James Banks finds JP. And they drop the Glorious Pathway. Calling in Badabiel Caldeezy. It's a whale away at KelVJ and Aqua. That's a flicker.
Oh my
And
God.
Carl still finds one. Aqua didn't get the flicker back. The GOAT is angry. The GOAT is mad. Sanji, why?
Wasn't Aqua at 30 or 40%
That's
HP?
right. That is just the GOAT diff, I would say. But Carl TZ identifying that he has, what, 3 items in the Endless Battle? Oh, just Warx and Free Hammer.
It's all damage for him.
All damage. And he has about 3,400 on top of Aqua.
Yeehaw! Calling in that Ducati one more time. No waves. Liquid are slowing it down.
Yeah.
They'll just continue to play what they call the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And then play for the Lord.
AP Bren are the ones trying to slow it down. They got that shutdown on Sanji, which is why we probably see it not as big in terms of the gold lead just yet, but still doesn't change the fact that map control and everything else is in favor of Liquid.
Yep. And Teddy's just doing everything that he needs to do. Employee of the month moments. Not for Teddy. With what, 10, was it 8-0 with the Claude?
8-0, about to be 9.
About to be 9, especially if AP Bren does not wake up anytime soon. And even then, they will have to wait for their opening come the probably 18-minute mark where the gold has equalized. At this moment, you can see how Kaltizi manhandled the members of AP Bren. It was 1v4. AP Bren looked like they were chasing Kaltizi. Kaltizi backed down for a bit and then realized, oh, I'm the GOAT, by the way. He turns around, takes down Aqua, and actually pushes and shoves AP Bren's members out. That was 1v4.
Yeah. I'm not sure how we feel about the Aulus when playing from behind or when talking about base defense, but I think we'll see it now.
RWM from Aqua. Base turret still standing. RWM answered by a feathered airstrike. Called to take down the turret. Less firepower from AP. Brennan in comes 40. Cleaving axe used defensively. Shizo goes down. Teddy finds him. Blinking away to the back line. And there's still a minion. And finally AP Bren clears it. Not so fast, Liquid. Not so fast. They still stand.
Okay, there's a minion down bottom. They'll get this base turret too, but there's a wave coming in mid.
And down bottom, they got to take care of that siege minion. Another fair airstrike. Carl Easy goes to Ducati. James Banks takes down AP. KLVJ falls. The damage from Carl, and he gets shut down by Aqua.
Okay, they're not able to end it just yet. Nova still chasing for Sanji.
Order put down
Fly
on
clouds.
Sanji running away with the wings by wings and the clouds in tow. And look at the base. Shizo versus Teddy. Teddy BMI's out.
Okay, look at this. Look at these two no dash heroes trying to chase down a Claude. Trying to chase down a Farsa. No way. That's mainly the problem for the Aulus way before. If you don't have a speed boosting way, you can't get there. But now 11th player to reach 1,000 kills in MPLPH history. Welcome to the club, Aqua.
Yeah. Since Season 5, we saw him already being part of MPL. And now we sensed how hungry he is to actually finally find a way back. But
how cool is it that your 1,000th kill is on Carl Tizzy, right?
Oh.
That must be a good achievement. Of course, he doesn't know now. Aqua probably does not even care, but it will be embedded in history that kill number 1,000 is Carl Tizzy the GOAT.
That one Void Crystal had his name on it.
Crystal. You're right.
Dear Diary.
Okay, but how do we feel about Aulus and his defense, though? Like, when they're trying to go for base defense, I know the Harith could be one of the reliable guys, but is the Aulus just as reliable?
All the Aulus will be so reliable with the defense because of the massive AoE. Now level 13 Aulus, maybe there is a way.
Oh, they find Kiel. No bush check. A Kiel gets picked off easily. JP with a kick back as Teddy takes the Lord. Oh, Carl Tizzy is sweeping out. I think they've given their new member the responsibility to take that objective. RWM here answered with a Zaman Boy. Blazing the way by Bella. Tele, and they find Sanford. Shizo claps back. Carl Tizzy very low. Shizo gets more shields. James back by Sanji, but Sanji takes him down. Sanji gets a double, and there goes Nova. It's a wipeout.
With one minion, Liquid are looking to end. 13 minutes was all it took for the cavalry.
That was painful.
That was painful. Shizu ran out of skates as the Zaman Force was expired. Would have been a really good fight for Shizu. Or
months, I think they said 3 months or something. They will.
Learning is a life.
Okay, here we go. Now it's AP Bren on the blue side.
Okay.
Dangerous Grass is the map. Oh, it was Liquid banning out James Pank's heroes all over again.
It seems so. I think the Eve part of, in every single hero that they drafted in that specific position, the only one that I can at least agree with was the Eve.
Give Aqua the Eve, and there's very little wrong that could go on.
That's right, especially because they gave the Phobius. There is a specific play that you can do that kind of makes it difficult for the Phobius to kind of get out.
Yeah.
But it's still conditional. for everything that they have given their TLPH, I think the Eve is the only hero that has a little bit of an answer to their opponent. So I think that right now AP Brand should shift their priorities.
Yeah.
Eve, if it's going to be Eve, then it should be Eve. But they should get the Claude instead, or deny the Claude.
Because if it's the only hero that made sense, it was still against the Claude.
Yep.
So you might want to make it a bit, like, the conditions a bit more better for that pick.
Yeah.
So let's see, because it's a similar pattern again, even the Harley taken out already. So like,
Wow. Okay.
it's interesting. So the Jushin,
I think TLPH are willing to give either Jushin or Freya. If you are AP Bren, you still have to think about the potential of the Phobius. They banned this Uranus, which easily prompted a Harley, where in my idea, in my head, Harley will always be the ban of TLPH anyway, so I don't like this Uranus ban at all from AP Bren. Right now the Jushin is banned, the Freya will be. So is TLPH more willing to give Marcel or Freya to AP Bren?
Yeah,
Or maybe they open both.
was Marcel open in the previous draft, or was he just snubbed?
It was banned. It was banned.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you pick up
Look,
Marcel
अभी भी
here, right? If
Freya
you
ban
are
कर
AP
रहा है।
Bren. Or
Freya का भी उतना
Claude.
नहीं है
Or
अच्छा।
Morpheus.
Yeah.
Interesting, an interesting conundrum. If I were AP Bren, I believe that I'm more inclined to pick up the Marcel, right?
The Marcel.
Yeah, because Liquid can't take all of the answers and threats.
Yeah.
Not at the same time.
No, same
Except
time.
for Sora, Valentina, if they want to
Sarah
do that.
Valentina or Phobius Claude for TLPH? That's scary. So they pick up the Claude. I do like this. I doubt TLPH will pick up the Marcel easily, but
No.
I remember JP's gameplay with Marcel. It was actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a prio on the Marcel when they
That's
played
right.
that.
It was fourth pick, in fact. So yeah, Phobius
Again.
and Suyu. No, Leomord? Phobius Leomord? Maybe? For TLPH? Or if they are willing to kind of hide their pick for now, they pick up Harith.
Yeah, because the Sanji pick is usually in the second half, or at
Second
least red
half,
3.
yeah.
So it's only between... Oh, wait!
Oh, they snatched the Eve.
Wow.
So it seems like the Eve Claude thing right now is not a thing anymore.
So do they go Valentina or
Okay,
Farsa?
If they...
उल्टा कर दिया।
Gotta be one of those now here, bro.
I think you want to go Valentina. Because if you're Farsa, there's always that Dark Wave that will always be a problem for you.
Yep.
Yeah, no, at least the Valentina, you can copy the Eve ultimate, and then you're already
ये वाला मैच
stuck
में
in
शायद
one
स्नाउट
place.
प्ले
And you're
किया
strong in
अपना
the early
कल।
game.
Strong in the early game, that's right. You have somehow have a dive with the Claude.
Falcons when...
Interaction with
A Lillian...
technically speaking, Marcel. That moment.
And at least for AP Brent, also it requires really precise timing.
Because they don't have the Hilda, they might just
Fit Liquid more than like a flicker.
yeah.
Because they can just chow as well and just, you know, compromise the Leomord.
Scott. Yep. Correct. Body of Smith.
Of them except James Pax.
I like this. This is what I like. More and more in the past week, we've seen all across the board Marksman emblem Leomord.
That's right. How about that tank emblem, Fredrin? I'm sure that is dearly missed.
Yeah, what is the alternative? Support emblem or common?
Common.
There was a common emblem, but I've seen fighter emblem Fredrins. Crazy ones.
There you
I
go.
would
So
say.
there's a slew. Oh, in comes JP. Caught up between three.
Yeah,
and
James
it's
Bond.
actually Oppo gets popped here. Look at the damage from Sanji. The hamster mage bites back.
Only JP can do this kind of gatatkacha.
Yeah.
Taunting 3 members of AP Bren,
He's so unbreakable.
he's so unbreakable.
By the way, that is Sanji's favorite moniker.
The Unbreakable? What?
No, the hamster mage.
Hamster mage.
Came from himself.
Why would Why would you take the unbreakable?
Because you were saying unbreakable. That's why. Oh, we do have that moniker.
We can workshop
You
it.
can workshop that. JP can be the unbreakable.
He's already daddy.
He's already daddy. That's
It
right.
was
The
in
unbreakable daddy.
RRQ,
You
no?
mean?
Him and Joseph.
Joseph.
This is the kispit,
Okay, shoutouts to you.
This. Oh no, this is a masterclass for TLPH's Exodia, and with the Gatot catcher coming up from TLPH, there's a lot of mastery. And look at this
Here we go. Nova with the
Okay.
flicker
Okay.
engage, and they catch Sanji from underneath tier 1. They came in all at the same
हमें
time.
turtle मिल
that
जाएगा
was
Curtis को.
that was the more successful attempt from Nova.
I love it. I love it from AP Bren.
He ran through them, but it's too little too late as Liquid
इसलिए पता है
secures the
एक को
turtle.
अभी level 4 हुआ है.
I really like that idea because they failed the first time.
Ooh.
Unfortunate combo.
Yeah.
Could have been really worked there. Could have worked, I mean, for AP Bren. But what I do like is that they are now making the play, especially that mid control. They have taken out an important hero, Sanji. They still did not make it to the turtle fight, and it's part of the keys to victory to win the first turtle fight against TLPH. But at least this time, James Banks is catching up when it comes to the gold. And that's actually leading by about 200.
So from mid to top, there is something we're seeing already in the first 3 minutes. AP Bren can win fights, no doubt. But it's going to take a lot of setup. Just like this. In comes Shiza with the blazing no wet early on. AOG denied. Daddy JP taken down. How's that for being unbreakable?
Oh, okay. Nova showing us how he did it the first week with this Marcel. And the idea is just to disrupt the backline. See, he disrupted Sanji. Sanji was forced to flicker out because of the frozen moment from the passive of Nova.
Yeah.
And that actually isolated JP, the unbreakable, for AP Bren.
But that also, we got to see how like they had enough damage
नया
for
mic नाम
even
तक
JP.
शायद
Like this
live
burst
stream
damage
भी
you
नहीं
see
कर
from
पाऊंगा.
AP Bren, it's already enough.
For now.
For now.
I think this whole guerrilla warfare, shock and awe tactics are only going to work for AP Bren for so
मुझे
long.
लगा अच्छा
There has
कार्टिजन
to be a
रेट्रिक है.
time wherein they rely more on just
मुझे किसी का तो रेट्रिक
gotcha.
आवाज है.
There has to be more than that. Sanji here with an
गलती से किया.
IWM. Where'd that come from?
Where did that come from? It's
That's uncharacteristic.
uncharacteristic indeed. I mean, if that happens to me in ranked games, I'm gonna call it. I just did what Sanji did.
Yeah. Well, Aqua did it too.
Aqua did it too.
They both did it in this series.
That's right. So yeah, Eve, RWMs are unfortunately
वो
not
vision
as
के लिए कर रहे थे
as it
ultimate.
looks like.
Okay. It's a second turtle for this game. There's only a very slight lead in the hands of Liquid, but AP
होता है,
Bren are
normal
looking
नहीं
ready
होता
for
है.
this fight.
Nova man-to-man defense on JP. In comes the Phantom Steed. I don't think there's enough time for Liquid to steal. James Banks secures. Golden Hour catches the GOAT. And they put so much damage on JP. He gets broken again.
Oh my god.
Yep. AP Bren, you did mention it might take a bit more setup for them to do these kinds of plays, but when they decide to just go all in, things happen so fast. And when we talked about them using the Golden R just to prevent Carl from getting to the objectives, we saw it happen right there.
Yeah. Oh, this is the tempo that we're looking for AP Bren, and you see the stark difference of their coordination from previous game to now this game?
Yeah.
It's night and day. AP Bren are now in a very good spot.
It's a run and gun from AP Bren that earned them this 1,000 gold lead. Aqua with a feather airstrike, compromising Teddy, forces him to back off. JP might get caught once more. It was all just a screen for Shizo to get
मैं
that first tier
जंगल को
turn.
यही चीज बोलता हूँ. देखो ये XP इनके सब पूरा 4 vs 1 है.
जंगल
जंगल अगर क्लियर करेगा तभी ना ये XP रोटेट कर पाएगा.
At that moment, but so far it's also AP Bren still being the ones to convert from objectives to turrets, and the lead that was barely 100 or 500 earlier now ballooned to 1K.
अभी जंगल उधर चला गया तो उनका ये XP चला गया. वही होता है ना.
In fact, I would wager the 3 kills that AP Bren were able to get were off
I
of
can do that
mid lane.
easily, but
Maybe the farthest that they
players
went was
जो लोग
right
रहता है वो लोग नहीं
push in
करता
the
ना.
mid lane. But it was just in this zone. And that is already enough for them to really control the river.
Yeah, it's always been here. And now it's also KLVJ being a bit more active. So far, the 3-man, 4-man rotations that we're seeing from AP Bren have been very successful. They always catch either 1 or 2 members of Liquid away from the rest of the team. But now it's also Liquid starting to group up. Could they actually find Shizo here? Does sense that JP's charging that unbreakable though.
I wonder why there is that first item Chastise Pauldron coming out from JP. Even when Shizu's not a threat yet, I believe that they need to answer this Farsa first in the early stages, but we'll see how they will deal with this.
Again, easier said than done.
Yep.
Aqua has a Purify. Aqua can kind of just, even after the Feathered Airstrike gets cancelled, blast back on the retreat. Here comes the Phantom Steed and the penalty zone. Answer with a Feathered Airstrike. James Max running through. Sanji.
Nice.
As Sanji falls, JP finds some revenge. KLVJ falls. Tere and Carl decide that we're going to go for the purple first. Could this just be shenanigans?
Wait,
Skullduggery
अच्छा
afoot
था
as they
ये
seem to
पता नहीं
still
था
want to
नोवा
assert
से
themselves into the turtle.
मार्शल
It
से
gets
जिस
reset.
Liquid might just be able to get back in here. They will see Sanji in a bit, but KLVJ already used his penalty zone at that moment. Sanji still has his ultimate.
Level
Oh.
11 James Max.
That's 4 members on him. Nova catches JP again! And JP gets the retreat AOG. Turtle now at less than half health. Carl Easy gets caught. Right out, dashes through. Jizu finds one in the back line. Carl Easy falls, serving up a kill to James. And it's a 1-for-2 trade
Yeah.
plus the turtle. Now Sanji here, surviving, gets that shield.
Oh.
And he lives. SOD. And today finds KLVJ. It's messy, but AP Bren wins the trade.
They definitely did, because look at Shizu. He's been working on that bottom lane as well all the while this fight was happening.
And they're still going! JP holding on, and he won't last underneath 3 members of AP Bren. Aqua drowns him.
Definitely good stuff coming out from AB, but especially the way that they turned onto Carl TZ.
he said वो
Nova,
2-1
I
हुआ
don't know
था
if
ना
he intended to do it, but the way that he utilized the golden hour is he forced that dash out coming out from Carl TZ that eventually cut off their retreat. So it's like they're not really stunned, but they were kept in place. You can see this
Yes.
ultimate coming out from Nova, Carl TZ, and Sanford. They were trying to run away, but instead they went in to AP Brent's box. Sanji did not have the stacks on him to actually output the damage yet, and they bursted down Carl TZ. I'm actually surprised that Sanji survived there, punishing KLVJ under the turret. But AP Brent still got a kill afterwards onto JP, and they have pushed mid. 3,100 gold for AP Brent.
Call it a zoning golden hour. They
I love
still
it.
got what they wanted it anyway, so technically, Nova didn't miss.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And once
That's right.
once they did see Carl and Sanford actually come in, that was the immediate feathered airstrike too. They didn't really allow them to get any closer. It's like Carl is just struggling so much to get close to these objectives every single time. So far, they've only taken one, and the next that's coming up is the Lord. But with this map control you're seeing in the hands of AP Bren, it's looking real good for them.
Really like the stuff we're seeing from AP Bren. It's gonna be the Lord soon. And you can see James Max is level 14. And he's got a ton of level ahead of Mr. Carl TZ, the Fredrin man.
Full 3 levels.
3 levels.
Even with the whole Appraiser's Wrath Retry combo, you're short.
Nova just driving by the members of TLPH, scouting them out. Now the Lord dance.
Aqua holding onto that pixel brush. Kill VJ wailing away Nova. Man-to-man defense on the JP. Tracking shot. Finds Carlteezy. There's the golden hour. Better airstrike. A few blasts short. Carlteezy still alive. JP putting up a wall to revitalize to save his teammates. What's done is done. The Lord goes over to AP Bren.
They just can't get in.
They just can't get in. TLPH have been notoriously good at stealing all those objectives. Carl TZ, with his hot hands on the retribution, won't miss even when he is down 1 or 2 levels compared to his opponent. But you know what Nova did is to take him away from the neutral objective with the golden hour. Of course, there is no chance for the GOAT to steal away the Lord. And now AP Bren are enjoying this 4,000 lead.
He can't even get close. That's the issue.
Yeah. Look at Nova. He just keeps doing that.
Whoa.
Oh, now the flicker from Sanford's also gone.
They weaponized 40's tracking shoulder tackle, and they forced him to use a flicker. That's 2 minutes that the Apex Predator can surprise you.
No flicker dark waves, no sudden engages that could come from him at least, because the AOG is a lot more predictable rather than that.
Oh. They delay the crash, and he will still punch into that turret down bottom, but Liquid take care of the Lord.
Yeah. Great defense coming out from TLPH, who does not erase the fact that they are 5,000 behind. AP Bren are not taking away the green camps though away from TLPH, so there will be some recovery for TLPH. But then again, James Max is just way ahead of the curve And we can see Shizu 1-0 and 4 at 8.4k compared to 7.7k of Teddy, which means that this squad will get into that Wind of Nature zone faster, maybe as soon as the next Lord spawns, and that will mean that we'll have the upper hand up against LPH.
Yeah, and that's when you would probably feel the Eve struggle against this lineup, because then the Claude could be a lot more active in the team fights, and you know that it definitely counters the Eve in a lot of ways.
Oh, here we go. AP Brenner playing what the players like to call
Hunger Games.
the Hunger Games. That's it. They're choking Liquid.
Yeah, I can see.
There's a wave coming down bot. They're not really going to force anything just yet. This is a much more disciplined version of AP Bren that we're seeing.
Yep.
Fortunately, that is the case. It's been a really quick reset for them. This is very different from Game 1 AP Bren.
Game 1 don't count.
Game 1 really is just forgettable. Just forget about it. It's as if nothing happened, but that also means that AP Bren has to win 2 straight. So it will be difficult, but I think that they're on the way right now. Between the two lineups, I would say that it's pretty even across the board when it comes to late game scaling. So AP Bren, they're definitely not scared about getting into the latter portions of the match, especially because eventually they will have Chastise Smoldern and Blade Mails up against Teddy, and Sanji and Teddy will be the only damage sources for TLPH come the late game. And AP Bren are more than well equipped for that one.
But I'm looking at Liquid. How are they going to deal with this AP Bren strat of just not allowing entry at all? How do they find these angles? JP is already holding that one bush behind the Lord, but look at Nova. He's just always keeping track of where Sanford and Carl is.
Yeah, Nova is key here. If Liquid can burst Nova, then suddenly they feel so much pressure alighted from them. But it looks like the Cavalry have a different plan. Look at this, Carteezy has KLVJ on him. Lordier gets taken down by James Banks. They secure it. SOD thrown out by Teddy. He presses it and he finds Kiel. Now JP, the front line.
हम लोग ऐसा नहीं बस हम लोग इसके अल्टीमेट में कुछ आते जाते गया यहाँ पे से जेम्स बॉन्ड हाँ यहाँ पे 4 वर्सेस 1 करता है 1 स्किल में बच जाता है देखा था ये चीज
There's a Lord marching down bottom, but he's gonna go for mid. 4 seconds left before JP comes back. He probably can defend this, but what a play from James Banks.
And very calm, he took that challenge up against 5 members of TLPH, or 4, gets the Maniac for massive movements. JP, gotta be careful.
And James Banks overstayed his welcome. Veteran moves from Daddy JP, putting James Banks in his place. Denies even the push in mid.
Sit down, son. The daddy's here, JP, the unbreakable. My goodness.
He brought out the belt.
He brought out the belt. It's like Bruce Willis in that Shyamalan film.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how far behind this replay is gonna be, but what JP did in this scenario felt like what Nova did in that previous Lord fight.
I agree. JP just made it happen in this particular team fight, and there is an explosion in the mid lane.
There's a real fight happening in real time. As much as I'd like to appreciate this sequence by AP Bren.
The James Banks from the Endless Battle.
This
penetration
underneath that Appraiser's Wrath. He's had that under control. What he didn't have under control was Daddy JP in that tier 3.
Didn't know how to deal with it. Well, he probably knows. I think he missed one momentum, that's why.
Yeah.
Wants to go for
would have killed JP. No! JP had an immortality!
And the enhanced basic attack to somehow still keep him alive, even by just a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is weird because if you look at his beats per minute, his heart rate,
2 turrets because of that play. I don't think that we should erase what wonders he did in the jungle of AP Bren up top, just because of that death, because it even resulted to a push in the bottom and in the mid lane.
Yeah. So now Liquid are trying to position themselves. AP Bren, again and again, they're just capable of bursting this down if they wanted to, but does Liquid allow it this time?
Oh, they missed the golden hour.
Right out of it. James Banks secures, RWM by Sanji. Teddy throwing out these spears, holding on to the SOD. James Banks taken down quickly. The first to fall in this engagement. SOD coming through. In comes Teddy! AOG! Aqua with a third air strike. Chizo with a blazing to win to the back line. Carl needs to play man-to-man defense as Sanford tails Aqua. And Carl Teasy taking it slow, slowing it down. AP Bren with the Lord, spawning in mid.
Okay, this is the most I've seen Carl not able to get the objectives in a while.
Well, he's so far away though. It was very difficult for sure. There was an additional stun coming up from Nova. Remember, you reset your counters or your timers for the frozen moment if you pop your ultimate as Nova. So there's always that factor. You can just like put yourself in front of the opposing jungler to just stun him out. So
yeah. Also, really good job from Shizu there. At least he did not go down. I think it would have been a bit different if they were also able to get the kill on Shizu. But even with the energy eruption, that's the thing. There's just so much respect. You mentioned it. The Purify was still there, so he was okay. But now it's Liquid somehow trying to balance things out. Clearly, AP Bren are still in control when it comes to the map. They still haven't let go of their tier 1 in mid even.
yeah.
Up
The
to this
map
point.
clearly belongs to AP Bren, yes. But Liquid are crawling back. Look, there's almost no gold lead. Teddy has a better gold gathered compared to Shizo. So expect him to juggle more in the next big Lord fight in about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So despite it being, you know, a struggle for Carl, I think you check the cores. It's the cores who really matter here.
That's very true. Which means that you're about an hour.
By Carl.
Yep.
The one in the top
Belum
zone
Islam banget.
throw out the golden R because it's been key to how they've been winning majority of the
Bener,
fights
Teddy farm
alongside the
juga.
penalty zone.
I agree. Maybe just one
Wow,
person golden
bukti
hour is better
juga.
than, you know, failing a 2
Ya,
or 3
ya,
match.
clear.
Oh,
Check what
so you're saying that just attempt to like target one thing
Carl.
rather than target many.
That's true.
But even if they do hypothetically get the Lord again,
It to stopping Sanji actually, so that when you go to the backlines as Shizu, you already have the Wind of Nature and the Purify. So the only way for you to actually die is because of Sanji. So yeah, there is that angle. But I feel like on top of Nova's list is to keep Kalkizi away from this Lord.
yeah, still priority will be the Heractree holder. Let's see how they handle this. Carl already have victory. Okay.
Sanji has a great position though, holding that
He
bush
has both buffs. What?
north of the Lord, yes. So it's clear that Liquid is still looking at Sanji as a core, despite being a battle mage in the Eve. Lord here at an 1/8 of its health, gets that skill knock up onto the front line of AP Bren, and it gets reset.
VJ getting poked almost to death.
Yeah.
Has to teleport out of there. And if TLPH smells this, they could actually go for the fight. So yeah, Terizla will not go out, will just regen up.
Okay. Oh, so he's still there, shows up in mid. Not sure if they have an idea where Teddy is also. Hasn't showed up just yet. Will do in a bit.
Oh my god. We're Lord dancing like it's 2022.
Yeah.
And now Nova finally crossed the threshold.
Oh,
Man of Steel delayed here through the golden hour, and here comes Charles DG, his first Retribution win in the Lord pit. Shizo fires away at TLPH, and in comes James Banks finally on his Ducati. They get the kill. They pop the immortality on a Teddy. James Banks finds one. Sanford falls as well. Liquid are retreating, happy with the take. JP the only one left here against AP Bren. An expensive win for that Lord. Liquid hurts.
There was hesitation on whether or not they would go for the full retreat. Okay, the Lord spawns. Liquid can still go for this.
Oh, you can see why I don't like playing the Fredrin in this scenario. Top lane. Okay, now they will be able to get back, but you can see when Countys, he tries to go for that dash, Nova stops him.
Better their strike. Liquid have to focus on the wave. Sanji put down a dead himself. Shizo comes in with the blazing duet. And they're on the base. AP Bren extend the series. We're going all the way.
What a start to Family Sunday. We're seeing another 3-game series in this rematch between Liquid and
I think the only merit was because
Pwede pa. Kaya kumabay na.
Laban. First ko lang ako.
Yung ano, kaya.
Bala.
That they
Gaming Philippines. Will it be 8 straight?
So what if it comes back now? What if that's the way for them to crawl back in?
Okay,
Because
maybe last pick.
Because they have to out macro Falcons, man.
yeah.
And it's interesting that you think that an Akai could be a hero in the outbacker because I agree, but only if you play it well. And I think that Aurora is a team that can play it well.
DK can.
DK can.
Yeah, but I'm
Not advised to other heroes, other players, by the way.
yeah. Well, at least if also Falcons don't have enough ways to punish, because yesterday we did see how great of a combo they did with the Guinevere Arlots and the Kaleyas.
Okay.
We aren't going to see that now though, because
Yeah.
they took out the Guinevere.
Will Aurora willing to give the Marcel to Falcons? Amongst all of the teams that I've seen, I think that Falcons are the most successful with the Marcel. I mean, no disrespect to Nova, but as a team, Falcons is just too good at dealing with the Marcels. They open it up.
Do it. We've seen him at least first pick Marcel like twice or thrice this season
That's right.
and win.
Oh.
Yeah.
What could be the other option?
You know what? I think it's so good in Ogun's hands. Even Nova started to play Quantum Charge Marcel.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am legit scared for Aurora because this Marcel is a power hero for Falcons. Maybe the next better option here is first pick Claude. That even exists, but you still have Claude and Harriet. You can trade that. You can trade Harley and Soyu. A hero without a trade right now
Yep.
Yeah.
is the Valentina.
Oh. Well.
She's a block. She's an active pick.
Yeah.
And she
Is a Haji hero.
Yeah, it's a Haji hero that there's no equivalent.
Do you see Light as a Marcel player?
No. There were so many instances yesterday they could pick up the Marcel,
They didn't.
but they never picked it up.
Okay. So Suyu Harriet is what I want to see from Aurora. Instead, it's Hardy Claude, maybe.
The opposite trade.
The opposite trade. You don't want to ever go Harriet and Harley. Unless you're crazy. There you go.
Yeah.
So
So the Marcel's still open.
but then again, you think about the Harriet and the Soyu. You pick one for sure. Maybe even both, but you pick one of both.
And then
Harriet
Marcel.
And then Marcel.
Especially since Marco still has a Moskov.
However, because they know that the Claude and the Harley is going to be picked up, maybe they're more incentivized picking up the Hylos. And you also take it away from Aurora. So maybe this is the game that we don't see Marcel.
Completely snubbed, if ever that's the case.
Yeah.
Because I do, yeah, Aurora have already revealed pretty much their cores.
Suyu Sora.
It's a Valensora.
We haven't seen Sora in a while.
Yesterday, Flap did use it.
Okay.
But I think he's the most recent and the only guy to use it this week. Falcons
are banking on the fact that Aurora is a team that does not pick up the Marcel. And to be fair, it doesn't have a good synergy with their heroes too. So I don't, that's probably the reason why they pushed it back, which makes me think that this Sora is actually very deadly. Now you cannot pick Eve or Farsa as Aurora. This Claude will also be picked up, hammered down by the Sora. Between all of the static mages or the nuke mages, up against the Sora, the Farsa is the best option because you could just purify and wings by wings away.
Yeah, especially yesterday we saw how Flap just constantly kept diving towards Sanji. There were just constant attempts from him to make sure that the mid lane could not position well enough. But then this allows for, the Marcel to potentially not come out anymore. Could get banned by Aurora here even.
अरे कुछ नहीं होता शाम से टीवी ऑलरेडी हो चुका है तू लेट है फिलअप भी नहीं किया ऑलरेडी डन
They must have a lot of
वीकली पास दे दिया इमोटर स्टारलाइट देना है
if they are crazy about it and maybe look for another damage explainer.
Oh, Super Marco.
Because that happens, but of course you want to go for something like very similar to the Claude. Maybe a Moskov even eventually.
Oh. They took out even the Kalea.
Yeah. The Kalea, maybe Hylos for Falcons eventually.
And then they willingly give the Grok.
Oh.
Teams are okay with Light getting the Grok now.
Because they have the Valentina, if they're
Yeah.
Falcons. If anything, they're giving Hachi a favor, actually. If they do pick that Grok up.
Yeah. Actually, I think also that was what made or held back Aurora from picking up the Grok immediately, even in matches, in previous matches, that we get to see the Valentina suddenly rising up again in priority. Oh! Taking out the Hilda even for
Okay.
Falcons.
Okay. There's a show. Interesting.
So all of the above are okay. I think they're fine with giving Haji, in effect, attack charge or a glorious pathway.
Argor's pathway, that's right. If you are light, do you go Khalid instead? Or do you go for a healing hero so that at least when they do jump with a Sora, you have somewhere along the lines of Agaton Catchat kind of helps
too.
every team?
A revitalized roamer.
A revitalized roamer, yeah.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, wow. All of the doubt, the speculation, the rumors that Light can't play Marcel. How about now?
How about now? How about against Falcons? This makes me think that Falcons wants to get the Granger instead.
Yeah.
Granger with Hylos actually is pretty good here for Falcons.
Better late than never.
Better late than never.
Yeah. Because there's nothing else apart from the Khalid Gatot,
Oh yeah.
which are both.
I want to look for a knockup hero for Ogren as well. So they go Moskov. Maybe Grok to go with this.
Oh, Ivy. Wait.
A glue.
Rome glue.
Okay.
We're back to week 3.
We're back to week 3 officially. So how do you answer the glue now if you are Aurora? Do you go for Alice?
It's week 3, round 2.
They might just go for Terizla here. Or Thams.
Again.
What is this? You want a hero that's willingly gonna take the mount?
That's or maybe a Yuzong actually.
Okay.
There is no frontliner for Aurora. I mean, of course, the Marcel eventually will be, but I find this lack of sandbag disturbing for Aurora.
Yeah. Super fans, you could scan the QR code you see in front of your screens and predict the match winner correctly for a chance to win 1,000 MLBB diamonds as we take a look at the super fan prediction. It's quite close. Still.
It's rare that the Auroras are outnumbered.
Yeah.
The Falcons nest, circle around, and their win streak continuing seems to be enough of a motivation. You know what? I don't know. This is the first time we're seeing Marcel in Light's hands.
That's true. It's common to see Light in very unusual places. I think the Marcel will help him a lot to do that.
Okay. Counterpoint. He can't run around and still come from out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But as a Marcel, you're expected to, keep playing the man-to-man defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, eventually it will be tanky. It will have the sustain. Marksman emblem for Super Marco. Kyle with the Assassin emblem. Pretty standard, actually. Support emblem for Light. I am curious what his choice of blessing is. Because there are teams that actually run favor on this Marcel.
I'm really curious to see what the dynamic between the Marcel and the Arlott will be, though. Is it similar to like the Marcel Terizla we saw, where like those brief stuns or something Edward eventually takes
you're
advantage of?
Oh, God.
I would wager it does count as a stun, so that will allow you for more vengeance stacks. And the passive, of course, of Edward.
Yeah, look, these, yeah.
No, they are stunned, so yep, they will count. Actually, now, makes sense.
Oh, here comes Demon Kite. Blasting Haji, not having any of it.
Okay. So that's one. So when the team fights do happen,
Conceal.
it's similar to what we used to see with the Akai Arlott, maybe, in a way.
So we get the answer. It's an early conceal.
It's an early conceal here for Light. Going for the rapid boots, obviously, with the Thunderbelt. That's a typical build.
Oh, how about again? The Demon Kite comes in, hits Ogwin with a deadly magic, and he draws first blood.
Oh. even had to pop the flicker out there. That means really good early game conversion here coming out from Demon Kite.
Yeah. Oh. So Aurora definitely with a much better start this time around. They pick up, even if it's just on Ogwen, I think that sets the tempo, which is normally what gives way to Aurora winning the games faster because they have very low game times. But Falcons, I don't think they'll let Aurora take this objective.
Nope. Falcons blitz that turtle, take it even before Aurora can find their position.
Yeah. Good job coming up from Falcons, identifying that Demon Kite is playing on the left side of the field. Especially because Demon Kite eventually showed himself into that mid lane to aid Yue in clearing that wave. So that's a lot of information given to Falcons. Immediately bursting down the turtle, equalizing the first blood that Aurora was able to get.
Yeah, so far if we take a look at everything that's happening across the board, it's just really Aurora utilizing this lineup that doesn't necessarily have to full commit, just to take whatever advantages they can across the map, because Falcons, maybe you could argue that it's a bit more team fight reliant. They'd want that all-out team fight to happen, whereas Aurora, using the Harley, using this Marcel even, could just go in and out with all those pickups, and so far it's really working out for them.
Divide and conquer. They're having such a great early game. Doming got to pull a Doming Kite double.
Yeah. This this will be really good for Aurora as the Demon Kite is 2.0. 1.8 compared to Super Marco.
That's 200 Gs.
400 Gs. Yes.
Gold, I mean.
Yeah. Gold start. The gold is spelled with a G. So, makes sense.
Thanks.
Okay. Oh, Flap is already here in mid, but it's gonna be a safer play for Aurora, not necessarily exposing themselves whatsoever. Not a successful start for
okay.
They do the smackdown on a Doming Kite. He didn't see that coming. He got the flicker. Was his BMI on cooldown? How'd that happen?
Wow! Wow! The idea that he will be able to hit the stun nonetheless. Super Marco and Kyle just coordinated us so well. I have not seen anything like that before from Suyo and Moskov. Granted, we have not seen Moskov paired with Suyo very often, but the fact that Demon Kite could not even react, and interestingly does not have the Purify on this Claude.
Yeah. A much easier way for Falcons to take control of that next objective, and now it's approaching a 1k gold lead in their hands as Kyle too takes the Sky Piercer as early as 4 minutes into this game. So
alongside a casual Fury Hammer.
Alongside a casual Fury Hammer.
Whoop! Final slash from Edward. The answer, maybe 2 seconds too late for you. Up top though, how about it again? Demon Kite gets taken down. This time they call in Haji and Ogwen for the kill.
And it's not like Aurora got anything on the other parts of the map. That kill on Flap, it didn't even become a kill.
Cold-blooded murder.
Cold-blooded murder. Now for Aurora, they do have their first items up, and of course this Thunderbelt is going to be impactful. If Aurora does not play aggressively right now, even when they're trailing behind, they cannot find an opening anymore. So they will have to make use of this timing for both Yue as well as Light.
Oh my goodness, this top lane has been so stressful for Demon Kite. All rotations have been towards his lane.
You know what? It's been stressful for all of Aurora.
That's true.
Oh no.
Because again, with Wolf's demand for them to get aggressive with sanding, they also have to protect Demon Kite. So everyone is thinking, how do we save this Claude? How do we stop Falcons from pushing forward?
What do you do first?
It's difficult now. I think that the right idea is to give up that turret so that at least the lanes will be pushed against this Claude and allow for Doming to just farm quietly. But they still have to be active with Light as well as Yue. I feel like, especially the next turtle. Although they are not ahead whatsoever, Demon Kite has kept up when it comes to the level, so I don't think that it's impossible for them to actually team fight, even when they're down at 1.6k gold. They just have to be careful.
Yeah. Oh, that was a rapid boots pickup too for Yue.
Left का बिल भी अच्छा ही है. Like second item
Seems
सीधा
like
हो गया.
positioning is becoming quite tough right now.
Kylie's level 11 out of nowhere. Just like that.
So that's a level gap, a superior retribution. Super Marco pushing off map here. Edward, play man against Ogwen. That's a blazing duet from Demon Kite. Closer to
Yeah.
LBM. Golden hour, stopping him. Flap 2v1. Flap Thunder
Yeah.
Bomb survives, but just barely. As Edward finds him. Turtle still standing. Kyle takes out Edward. 1-for-1. EXP laners off
Yes,
the
sir.
map.
The turtle
Yes,
gets
people
reset, but
see?
it's Falcons who will likely take this for themselves. And it's not just the turtle that they took, it's even the bottom side of the map.
The bottom side of the map, a lot of farm for Super Marco. Domikite had a little bit of gold over Super Marco because of the double lane shenanigans that Aurora were able to do, but because of the fact that this Super Marco Moscow has been able to push, look at that! It's already 1,000 gold ahead.
And change.
And change.
Huge.
In just a span of what, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yes, now they have all their eyes. It's usually the Marcel who keeps showing up like this. But Falcons, it seems like they're covering all these brushes really well. It's not an easy task for Light based on what we're seeing for now.
Again, 8 minutes in, the hero just seems to contradict Light's identity as a player. He wants to be able to hide in, provide vision,
You're right.
and then find these weird angles. But no, Marcel is an honest roamer.
Yeah.
He just wants to, all right, over here,
man.
over here, over here, over here.
Cannot agree with you more. You just literally summed up what my qualms are for this Marcel pickup coming up from Aurora. They didn't have to deny it. And now it's going to be a lot of problems for Aurora. I believe that whatever the hero pick that made this actually happen is definitely the first pick Valentina, because it's always going to be a question mark for Aurora to pick up maybe the Grok or the Cho or any setup hero that Light excels in, just because of the threat of that IMU. And even then, Aurora does not have the actual answers for the split from that we are seeing now for Falcons.
What a deterrent, that Valentina.
Yeah.
They had so much to think about just because of that single first pick Valentina. In the hands of Haji too, which mind you, I think has been one of his best heroes so far
sure.
in this season. I think it was Haji who introduced to us the entire idea of stealing the more unconventional ultimates.
Yep.
But here's what's crazy, 10 minutes in, not a kill nor an assist for Haji. So is it the threat that's really scarier than the actual output? Because look, he's been stealing Felder Strike, now steals Final Slash. Aurora's just...
Dominic का PT लोगों ने पूरा
in the last clash they tried to
बकवास
go
कर
for
दिया
him. Dominic actually jumped with
because
the
of
flicker
Flap
onto
और
Haji.
Ogin
Or
का
may not have involved the flicker, but you get the idea. Dominic went in for Haji. Haji all they had to do was to get out there with his own flicker. And it was already enough for Aurora to be put in the bad spot. It comes like a Marcel that is hiding. I don't like this at all, man.
Oh, he spots Flap, forces a better air strike out of Yue, and now it's a 5v2 here as Edward jumps in, Kyle gets rid of him. That's a stack for his piercer. And already Aurora are down a man, in comes Flap, searing skies, and now Dominic blazing the wet. Who are you fighting there? Now Light flickers back. Falcons have sent them back.
Oh no.
Aurora, it's gone sideways.
The idea was there from the Marcel and the Arlon.
It did not work, unfortunately. And the reason why the Domikite had to pop the ultimate, the Blazing Duet, preemptively was because there is a lot of threat to this Yonder, as Super Marco as well as Kyle will want to go for that backline play. And then eventually, what Haji was able to achieve was to copy the Golden Hour and put it up against Aurora.
Even when Light already had that unique angle to work with.
Yeah.
They weren't really able to utilize it as much. There was the final slash, but Falcons were prepared. That ultimate that Haji stole.
I don't like what I'm seeing from Aurora. Nobody's talking right now. But them. There are no shot calls.
Yeah.
There's no communications. To be fair, we asked for something new from Aurora, and what they gave us is something that it looks like they do not play as often.
Oh man, look, he's going the long way around.
Yeah.
This on a Cho, this on a Grok, this on a Kaja would be lethal, but
You want those Thunderbolt stacks, and he's not getting it.
Yeah, they'll be able to clear this, but from the sides, does Falco want to try and go for something?
okay, there's a shifting skies coming in from Flap. They pick off Edward, in comes Light. Super Marco backing up. Kite finds Marco via blazing the win. Now there's the golden hour, stopping Ogin and Flap from retreating, but the damage is done. 1 for 1. The gold laner for the EXP.
Okay, it's clear. at least it resulted into something. A
Yep.
kill on Super Marco.
An important one.
It's very important for Aurora.
Oh, but they keep up the pressure. Falcons! They
Oh, the
might regret
lifesteal.
this! And no! Kyle refuses to die! Light gets taken down!
Oh, the life steal coming out from Kyle. It was enough. Unfortunately, because of so much penetration that you get coming out from this Assassin Emblem Suyu, 3 items ahead as well, that meant that he was able to get his life back, and the Deadly Magic was a non-factor, especially because Light was just freely giving himself away. Yue!
Oh, defensive angle. Yue flickers to reposition that feathered airstrike. Will not stop
Okay.
Falcons from penetrating in mid.
All due fairness, that was a great angle coming out from Yue. Unfortunately, he wasn't punished, but he had to use his flicker for that one.
Yeah, still a battle spell down for Aurora. And we do have a bit more time before the next objective, but it's Hunger Games all over again.
Yeah.
With this 8K gold lead that's in their hands, you'd understand why they would want to limit the resources. And if we take a look at the leads, it's not really looking as good for a lot of their cores. They need a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, Edward is just 5K, Yue is just 5K.
Hogan with the mount. Sends him through that golden hour.
Oh,
And the flicker forced out. So we're learning things.
We're learning things. You take the glue with you even through the golden
And
hour.
the glue doesn't care.
Yeah, the glue doesn't care.
The glue will come along.
That's right. 10 seconds before the next Lord, I doubt Aurora has the fighting chance.
yeah.
They will have to wait for maybe a winter crown on this Claude. They were trying to go for the split push. It seems like they have a plan now.
Wait. Are they gonna go Light? Woo.
Oh, massive shifting skies coming from Flap, and there's no getting out of this. After that Lord take, they like with him.
Oh man, a little too late. They had to decide. Do we just give it or do we just fight? You can go in between, and unfortunately because of that, Light had to give up his life.
Yeah. Still a single base turret stands. Down bot. Oh,
Okay.
the flash.
Final slash on Ogwin. Split. Not enough damage behind that wall.
Yeah, I just remember now that the Claude might want to take advantage of all these spreads.
The little longs.
But even then, does he have enough damage?
Has 4 items now. Not
Ogwin
too
with the
shabby.
conceal. Another shifting skies. Compromising Yue. Light
Okay.
does get the freeze on of so many members of Falcons, even the Lord. But he's already very low. Double kill for Kyle. And now the base up next. Falcons with a 10K lead. Take game number 1.
There was an attempt to fight back and look for an opening. And there were very commendable plays too from you at that one defense using the better airstrike, but it all came down to this. Falcons still finding a way to seal game number 1.
Aurora have shown us something different with this Marcel. Albeit I did not like how they played the Marcel, but there were times that it was successful. If they were able to keep on doing it, maybe they could have found something else. But Falcons are just relentless. They're not giving it away. The moment that there was a time that Aurora was able to pick up the gold laner, they were prepared for the next ones. They split their heroes. It was a 2-3 configuration.